The technological complexity paradox, we're up against this. In some ways, pretty good. I don't know how you guys feel about Michael Moore, the filmmaker. I saw Moore on Larry King the other night. Anybody see that? Anybody see? Moore's a little caustic, you know. But, bless you. But Moore said, he says stuff that other people won't say because he's not real politically correct. He's not always right either. But essentially what he said is, what our problem is, Americans are stupid. Larry went, thought maybe he'd have his stroke right there. And then, and then Moore proceeded to remind the audience about how many illiterate Americans there are, how many Americans there are that don't have a high school education or whose high school education isn't any good, and how many don't go to higher education. And there is an educational problem in this country. We're not the only place, but just to sort of, in some ways, society is getting more technological, but U.S. students are behind in math and science. American children are not necessarily getting smarter or dumber, but that might not be good enough to complete globally. This is a study cited Tuesday, August 25th, 2009, Secretary of Education. Stats put out last week by the National Center for Education compares 15-year-old U.S. students from other countries in the OECD. Found that U.S. students placed below average in math and science. In math, U.S. high schoolers were in the bottom quarter of the countries that participated, trailing countries including Finland, China, and Estonia. According to the report, U.S. math scores were not measurably different in 06 from 03, but other countries have improved while our scores have stagnated. In science, the United States falls behind Canada, Japan, and the Czech Republic, again in the lower part of the results. So while our new media is more technologically complex, the user base for it aren't, best as we can tell. And that's problematic. You didn't have to be very technologically inclined to use mass media. Whatever use you were going to make of it, all you had to do was turn it on and place it somewhere, and then go from station to station. So the use you made of it might have been, you might have put it on your shoulder and carried it around the neighborhood like this, right? Or you might have taken it to the picnic, you might have put it in the shower, you might have hung it in the bathroom, you might have put it in the bedroom, and put it in the living room. I mean, those are the choices of use that you had. Okay? And every once in a while you might make a tape and trade it with your friends. All right? But all you had to do was turn it on. Select, turn off, that's it. That was old media. Open the paper. Okay, which way did you want to open it? This way, from the back? Did you want to do it left or right? Those were the choices you had. How many people do you know who say, "Oh, I don't have a computer, I just don't know what to do"? I just got one yesterday. Yeah, go ahead and email my cousin, but she warns you, doesn't know anything about computers. So, yeah, we make them easier. You don't have to know quite so much in order to use them. But you stop and think about it. I mean, it's just for a second. Now, you're in a dorm, so go home for a minute. Okay? Don't be in a dorm. Go home. Okay? Now, I'm a dinosaur. I transferred from a different discipline. I didn't go to school and study computer science or even the stuff you guys are studying. I transferred from speech communication. Right? I have I'm math challenged, which is why I don't program. Although I keep going back and trying more. But never mind, that's a different story. But at home, yes, I have my laptop. And yes, there's a wireless network. And yes, downstairs there's a machine plug. And yes, I got 3 machines around the house. And boy, if you walk in, you go, wow, there's just Macs all over the place. What the hell's with these people? Yeah, I don't have a home thing, a center thing. But you know what? That's all connected to 2 boxes that I can't program or fix. I can't fix the modem or router, either one. I'm not sure where the passwords are for them, and I'm not sure how I'd reset them even if I knew where the passwords were. Right? and they're connected to my cable. And of course, I'm helpless with my cable. And if I call Comcast, I get Kazakhstan. Right? Now think about the difference between that. And so everything comes in through, I get the NBA, and I get the Major League Baseball, and I get some hockey on the radio, and we get our news, and the kids play games, and my wife plays solitaire, and Used to be I'd have to get up on the roof and maybe adjust the antenna. Could I climb the roof? Could I get the thing pointed right? That was it. And then the television gets plugged in, and if a tube goes out, you call the TV repairman. You got a big difference. Right? So I still have all those devices. I still have the television, I still have the radio, I still have everything else. But now I've got these intermediaries that... Now, I'm a relative Einstein geek next to the guy next door. They have no idea what Comcast installed when they came in and put in their... None. They have no idea what most of the software in their machine is for. None. Hell, they don't even have any idea what most of the stuff in Microsoft Word is for. None. And you can go up and down the block before you find another guy who's anywhere near as high on the food chain as I am. And I'm not very high on the food chain. Okay. So, now, you can look at it a couple of different ways. When we all die off, you guys will all replace us, and then everything will probably shift up a little bit. But I got to tell you the honest-to-goodness truth about this. We did not think that by this time, any of you, and I mean not one of you, would need 113. Not one. By this time, we thought students would come here way more than computer literate, absolutely, if you will, geeky. Period. And we thought that about everybody, not just about you. You're special. But we thought that about everybody. Okay? Now, I'm not convinced that Bradley needs a computer literacy requirement again. I think everybody's a little bit higher than they were. But you were in your 113 class, and you saw how many students struggle. And if you went to the COM 112 class and look in 112, and then move them into 113 instead, and watch them, let alone go over and grab 15 people from LA&S, God bless them, who might be smarter or better students in some ways, but would be just in 113. Okay? We don't have the digital natives we thought we were going to have. God bless you. You're nice people. And you're way ahead of everybody else. But it isn't the group that we thought we'd have after 12 years. We thought we'd have done away with 113 maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago. So, it is an issue. Okay? It's not a done deal. Everything's going to just kind of continue to go. And then the curve of complexity you're familiar with, and it's the reason why it's the reason why I don't teach 113. But you'll get it with everything that you use. And you've already gotten it with some stuff. You already know what this is. First time you see Flash, you go, oh, Colita, what the hell is this? And then after a while, you get pretty good at it. Until you get pretty good at it. And then you start to make articulate use of it, and the curve goes back up again. You write the code behind it, connect it to something else that the code behind it connects to, and it gets pretty hard. And so you've got this inverted curve. Right? Hard at first, then it gets easy, then it gets progressively harder. But that connects to the complexity paradox, because what was easy, what makes things easy, starts making things harder. Now, I'm not going to ask you to take them out, but I could. Whip out your cell phones. And then think about it in terms of somebody like me, or not you, right? But just like a normal person. Compare that to taking it off, go, ding! Hello! Thank you, goodbye! Or, yes, could I talk to my mother, please? Man, text, pictures, web, chat. I mean, you know, you're carrying this thing that is very complex. And they would like to make it more complex. GPS. What did I miss? What else is in there? I mean, it's a box, right? So, there is this curve of complexity. So that's 5.